Every single profitable trader is good at this one thing. And if you can get good at this one thing as well, by implementing what I'll teach you in this video, you will make as much money as you want from trading. How can you believe me? Well, when I got good at this one thing, I began to see consistency in my own trading, which led me to where I am now, trading multiple six figures in funding. Every profitable trader is good at this, a common trait. There's one thing that all profitable traders have in common. So it isn't a secret strategy, it isn't their risk management or their ability to read price action better than you, and it isn't the time of day they trade. It's far more simpler than you think. Here's what it is. Every single profitable trader that is able to consistently make money from the markets, whether that be from funded accounts or personal capital, are all great losers. All profitable traders are good at losing. Profitable traders expect to lose, accept their losses, and quickly move on. So on your screen is a little snippet, an excerpt from the book Best Loser Wins by Tom Hugard. I've read this book multiple times. I highly recommend reading it if you haven't already. And in this part he says, "I'm not a dentist who has a win rate of 99.99%. I am a bloody trader who has to live with being wrong around 50% of the time. It is exhausting to feel joy and pain many times a day. I prefer not to feel anything at all, rather than going through that emotional roller coaster of winning and losing. I win, move on. I lose, move on. By adopting this attitude and by warming up my subconscious mind, I'm able to flow in and out of winning and losing trades, day in and day out, without affecting my strategy. This means in order for you to become profitable and make a consistent income from the markets, you have got to learn how to get good at losing. You need to become a professional loser. But how can you become a professional loser? Before we go on, I've got something that I think you'll like. I've made a free video breaking down the exact strategy and process behind a trade that made me $1,167 on one of my live 100K funded accounts. If you want to watch the free video, do check out the link in the description. To help you become a great loser, I'm going to take you through a 3-part framework, which is simple to understand and will immediately help you to accept losses like a professional trader. Part 1, expectations. So I want you to imagine that you're walking through a dark forest. It's quiet and there's nothing but the moonlight to guide your steps. You can't see anything. And out of nowhere, a bear jumps out in front of you. You flinch and run away emotionally. Now imagine the same scenario. Again, you're walking through a dark forest, but this time you're expecting something to jump out at you. You are consciously aware that there are things around you that could scare you. The bear jumps out at you again, but this time you don't flinch or get scared because you're expecting it. Expecting to lose. When you expect to lose before you have even placed a trade, it becomes a lot easier for you to accept the loss and move on without internal conflict or emotional discomfort. You are far less likely to react emotionally and make a trading mistake. So similar to that story that I just spoke about, walking through the forest, a bear jumps out at you, and because this time you're expecting it, you don't get scared or react emotionally, is similar to trading. When you expect to lose before you've even put on a trade, when that loss happens or when you encounter a loss, it's easier to control your emotions and it's easier to overcome and accept that loss because you're expecting it. Part 2, letting go. So let's say you're holding onto a heavy rock by a piece of rope. So you've got the rock, you're dragging it around with you with a piece of rope wrapped around your wrist. Everywhere you walk, you're dragging this heavy rock around with you. Because you're carrying this heavy rock everywhere you go, it is hard to think straight and get on with your usual daily activities. It's weighing you down. You think this rock is important, you can't stop thinking about it. But one day you decide you've had enough and let go of the rope that's attached to the rock you've been pulling around your whole life. All of a sudden you're free. You can move quicker and think more clearly. Let go of your losses. Holding onto your losses are like holding onto that heavy rock and dragging it around with you everywhere you go. It weighs you down and stops you from performing at your best. But how do you let go of your losses? So here's how to let go of your losses. So from my own experience in the markets, the simplest way to let go of your losses so you can quickly move on from your losses and continue to trade at your best without them affecting your performance, so you can continue to execute your process consistently, which ultimately breeds profitability and makes you money when you're executing your process consistently, okay? The way you get over your losses and to let go of your losses so you can perform at your best is by immediately journaling the loss and then stepping away from the charts to do some physical exercise. So as soon as you take that loss, get it journaled, whether that's in a notebook as a written journal or on a software like Notion. I personally use Notion to journal my trades. As soon as you take that loss, get it journaled, get it written down, okay, vent it, let it out, just get rid of it, write it all down. And then once you've written it down, once you've got that loss journaled, step away from the charts and go do some physical exercise. These two things alone are going to help you massively to let go of your losses and to move on from them, which is going to ultimately help you to become a better loser. So you're going through the trading day, you take a loss, journal it, go do some physical exercise. The last part here, part 3, exposure therapy. If you're like any normal human being, you're not going to like this last part, but the truth remains the same. Exposure is the best therapy. So here's what I mean. Let's go back to the story about the bear in the forest, which I spoke about in part 1. I explained that if you were to expect the bear to jump out at you, you wouldn't react the same way as if you would, or if you didn't see it coming. Okay, you wouldn't react the same way of the bear jumping out in front of you if you knew it was coming. Now imagine that the bear has jumped out at you thousands of times. How would you feel? The chances are, but by the time the bear has jumped out at you even 50 times, let alone thousands of times, you wouldn't give a crap. You've experienced the bear so many times that it no longer bothers you. The same applies for your trading. In order for you to become good at losing, you need to simply experience more losses. I know it sounds simple, but it is the truth. The more losses you experience, the easier it will be for you to not care about your losses, which is the cold hard truth. The more losses you experience, the more exposure you have to losses, the easier it's going to be for you to overcome them and to let go of them, which leads me on to my next point. Give yourself time. So I'm not saying that you should go out and blow funded accounts and lose loads of money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to give yourself more time in the markets and experience more controlled losses. You need to keep exposing yourself to small losses. And through this exposure, through repetition and experience of taking small losses over and over again, it's going to become easier for you to lose. You're going to eventually become almost numb to the losses. So going back to the story of the bear in the beginning there, if that bear has jumped out at you thousands of times, eventually you're not going to give a crap. You're not going to care anymore. And the same applies for your trading. The same applies for taking losses. Eventually, once you've taken so many losses and have had so much experience and exposure to small losses, you're going to get to the point where you no longer care about them. So let's wrap up everything that I spoke about in this video in lesson summary. So in order for you to become a profitable trader, you need to become a great loser. We've established this. And to become a great loser, you need to, 1, expect to take losses as a trader. 2, learn to quickly let go of your losses through journaling and exercise. And 3, experience so many small losses that they no longer bother you. I hope this video has helped, and I'll see you in the next one.